No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
I got it on camera.
We need a shovel.
That was my fear. But let me get some zap screws and secure it.
Alright, so I'm gonna jump in real quick. So basically I don't actually get in here because all this kind of stuff, or all this stuff, was happening so fast that I didn't film, but my little brother was filming. So he actually got all this on film, so thankfully, because during this I was just kind of up on the edging and I just wasn't even paying attention. But so yeah, as you can see, the cantilever edge basically just fell right off the edge. And a big reason why this happened is because prior to this day, my dad had all this set up and it was like 40s. So it was nice and cold. And then the next day it got to it reached like high of like 85 to like the 80s. And basically the plastic was expanding, so it wasn't sitting as tight as it was prior. And with like them pushing the concrete, just basically try to get all the air gaps inside out, it just moved the edging enough to where it just popped out. And as you see, it just fell all along. But luckily, it didn't go fully around, which was our worry. And obviously you can see in the video, my dad was pretty worried. So he had to go get screws to like tap it into the side of the wall. And you have that option where you can do that prior, but normally, like, it's not necessary. Like, you don't have to do it. So this was just one mistake that happened along here, and there's a few more that are going to be in this video. And sorry for this video kind of being a whole montage. I prefer them, but I know some people kind of like the more vloggy style and going along with it. So there are parts in here where I talk, but a lot of this video is going to be montage style. So luckily we did end up fixing this, and you'll see it in the video how we got it all worked out. I'll kind of let it play out for a little bit with like just the audio, but it's all fixed. Nothing was seriously destroyed. Nothing was messed up permanently. And just stick around, because later on the videos, we're going to show you this entire thing all done, and it looks amazing. So thank you guys for sticking around. If you're a new subscriber, thank you. And yeah, so I'll come back in a minute.
No way right back in. We're going to need to clean the liners, Jake. I want you inside with him to help put it back in. Mason? Yeah. You guys start pouring that. Alright. We got to get the truck unloaded.
I just want to jump in real quick and just do a big shout out to Mill and Richard Masonry Contractors. Dan, the owner, is such a great guy, and his team are just amazing to work with. Like, they get there, they do their job, and they don't bullshit around. And throughout this, any of the mistakes that happen, like, he doesn't get mad about it. He understands. He's like, all right, we'll work around it. It will get done regardless, and it will look good. They do phenomenal work. Everything that they've done turned out amazing. As you will see in the upcoming videos of when it's all said and done, it's all perfect. Like, nothing was wrong. I have nothing bad to say. I know my dad doesn't have anything bad to say. Big shout out. If any of you guys live in upstate New York, near like Pennsylvania area, hit them up. There will be a link in the description to their Facebook and maybe a phone number if I have it. I'm not too sure, but hit them up and have them do work for you. They're amazing to work with. And if they can't work with you, they'll push you to another contractor who they trust and know do great work. So they're not going to push you to some random bozo, I guess, who just says he does concreting and then fucks up your deck. So just one more time, big shout out. This isn't sponsored by any means, but big shout out.
Concrete? Yeah.
So this was mistake number 2 on the pouring the concrete. We were almost sure about 3 feet of concrete, I believe. I'm not exactly too sure. When we were forming the concrete, we didn't level properly, I guess, and we didn't fill in the low spots with rocks. So when my dad did the math on how much yard or how many yards were gonna needed to be for the concrete, we didn't account in the level drop. So if you're down just a half an inch all the way across, that's a lot of concrete you're missing. When you're trying to level up everything, so you start all around and you're all level with it, and you get to this last slim part, you're gonna be missing a foot or more, Towards the end, where there's this big gap that's already missing, and there's already probably 10 more yards on the truck or whatever. I don't know the exact amount, but basically coming to the end, we were already running short on the truck, and towards the end of it, there's actually nothing left coming out of the truck, and there's this big gap. But Dan, he figured out a way to fill it in and make it look still decent. You can't even tell was less than any concrete. It's all level. I'm pretty sure what he ended up doing is kind of do a slight taper along the edge just to kind of snag some and then just fill it in. But I mean, now that it's all done, you don't see anything, and you guys will get a look in it. But I'm gonna let this kind of play out and just give you guys a kind of a visual to see the stress that my dad's in throughout this.
It's going right over there next to that form, but too late. We're just hoping to have extra to put in for our step over here that we got formed up.
What step? Oh,
on that door. That way it was done, but we'll see. At least it's cooler today than it was the other 2 pours, but
I kind of wish it was hotter. I wore a tank top today.
I'm still sweaty.
Well, you were just carrying rocks.
Oh yeah. My life story the past few months is carrying rocks. I think we got 80 ton of rocks in this backyard.
Yeah.
Everything going good?
Perfect time to get here.
Truck was a little behind.
No blowouts?
My grade wasn't on. It was off. We had to
Adjust it?
throw a couple buckets in here while they're scooping. And then
in here?
yeah. I didn't I didn't baby this like I did everywhere else.
What was that, up towards the house that was off?
Up towards the house and some spots over there.
I thought it looked sloped, but I was just
So
trusting you.
he ordered an extra yard and a half, so. But if it's off, he said a 1/4 inch will
Why is there so much
make a big difference. It's so if they get concrete on here, it won't stick to the concrete and ruin my new stuff. But we were hoping to have enough extra to, because he formed up a step over there. Dun, dun, dun. Run to Lowe's and grab some bags.
You got Dan
It won't look right.
No, I know. Different mix.
You okay? You okay? Run me over. Working on it. I'll be fine.
No, they're getting their, redoing theirs after that.
Well, just think about it. It's only concrete. Worst comes to worst, just cut a big chunk out of it and then put a new one in.
Yeah.
I think that'd be
I got double right here. Lock it!
And the thing is, it's like,
What?
Fill that gap.
Well,
Watch him fill that gap.
Get that hard work going.
he might just have enough to fill this gap. It's looking a bit sketchy.
Put my concrete down!
Don't know where it is anymore.
Hold me down in there, Mason. Hold it down. Thank you. Bring it right around, mate. Bring it right around.
That's on the Splashpad.
Enough extra for the step?
Got back
Easy peasy. Sorry. Get a little bit better on this side.
Yeah, it's too close. Way too close.
We'll bring it up.
Oh, Chris not putting forms up?
No, he's doing good. And you see now most of the stakes are all the way down, so when we stamp over it, it's easier.
By the time you get
And
back
street.
here, he'll be over
Right.
Yeah, quit forming. Keeps getting bigger every time I'm up here.
This is it on this side of the house.
What? On this side of the house. That'll be nice. This is going to be really nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
here. A lot of concrete.
Yeah. Yep.
It's going to be a complex.
I can't believe how close that came out.
It wasn't
Right down to
supposed
the
to.
Wasn't supposed
It
to.
wasn't supposed to. There's nothing. We were straight. We went back over some of it to get
Yeah, I
peel
saw
flow
ya.
back. But it's fine.
Work
but-
some magic.
Yep.
But that's 11 yards right there.
I love
right?
the
Yeah.
dip over on that side. The water will funnel off
Yep.
better anyways.
Yep.
No.
That's
Yeah,
what I thought the plan
little
was
close.
originally.
Little close.
All right, so we're finally at the end of the day, and since the last part that you guys actually saw was when we were having the concrete shortage, we actually got it to work. There was no 2-foot gap, which was actually kind of a worry. And I guess we can jump into that first. So why were there? How was there not enough concrete? Like, what was the issue with that?
Well, that was a scary situation. We actually ordered 1.25 yards extra, so we should have had plenty because we were setting up to pour a step too off the back of the house. But Everything was calculated correctly. My concrete guys did the calculations, so it was right on point. Problem is, I did the site prep, and we didn't have our grade correct in spots, so we had some low spots. You go a 1/4 inch down a whole path, you're losing a lot of concrete if it's too thick. So we're supposed to be doing 4-inch. We had some spots at 5, some at 6 even, so we caught a lot of it and filled them in with stone, and then at least to fill them back up to grade, but they also went in some areas deeper already before we got there. So yeah, it was close, and it was close. We were all scared. The truck was empty and we had a gap. But
and the funny thing was, that's not the first accident that happened out here, because what might be kind of confusing about this video is it's not just one pour. We're kind of putting all the rest of the concreting into this one video. So when we did the first pour on around the pool, I guess.
So that'd be pour number 2.
Pour number 1, splash pad. Pour number 2, around the pool. Pour number 3 is what we're on today, which is around the pool.
Well, out our back door, around the splash pad.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the other incident we had, which we did have footage of that, but when you're doing the pool concrete, your edging blew out.
Yep. This is all the fun you have when you do things on your own. We had these pretty nice pool forms from Z Pool Form. They're actually a nice product. They're reusable. Gives you a nice profile edge, which you'll see around the pool. But what they do is they slide into your liner track. Well, we don't have our liner in, and usually when the liner's in, it gives it a little more grip, and it didn't have that grip. So when they were pushing the concrete into it
And when they're using
and vibrating it, trying to get the bubbles out and smooth things down, it just created too much vibration and the form fell off. Yeah.
It was definitely sketchy at the time. But
So the thing is, Dan's a professional. He just said, it's all right. We're moving over to the other side. Just get it fixed. So we got the hose in there to spray it off, because you get all them stones and pebbles into everything, and things aren't going to go back right. So we had to wash it off. And keep in mind, all the concrete's starting to fall into the pool that was on that edge. So cleaned everything off, got it back together. I quickly grabbed some self-tapping screws to help hold them on a little bit better. And we started getting all the liners set. They're scooping concrete out of the pool and putting it back in. And then the thing is, when we got all the way around to piece everything in, the edge form was about 2 inches too long and wouldn't fit in there. So the initial problem is, when I set everything the night before, it was in the 40s, and expansion and contraction happens. You always hear about it, but you never really see it. So everything, when I went around that evening and reset everything, I was about 6 inches short on my form. So I cut a piece, put it in. So what happened is, noon, 1 o'clock came, sun's hitting it, it was upper 80s, things expanded, and that was the biggest fault, is because I put that 6-inch chunk in, now things are stretching out, and that was part of the reason it popped off, is because it wasn't a fault of Z Pool Form at all. It's just the sun and the expansion and contraction. And
the hot and cold weather.
When I put it in, I had to quickly cut down the form. I mean, keep in mind, all this is happening while we're pouring concrete. and
you're on a time, so you gotta try to get
things are curing. So so we got that. We got everything in, and at the end of the day, everything turned out perfect. So other than that,
I mean, it looks really good, you gotta say.
No, it's looking really good. It's really looking really nice. I'm impressed. I had a vision in my head when I started this, and it's exceeding what I was thinking about for the most part.
Yeah, and so today is Wednesday, And the next pour is going to be on Friday, so that will be ideally
Yeah,
the next part of this video when we come back.
Yep, we got him to come back 2 days later. Next week's calling out for all rain.
Yeah.
But next Saturday is the 3rd of July, and we have a party in our backyard then, so we're trying to get all this done too.
Trying to get everything done before the party, just to get all set.
So my original plan was thinking he wasn't going to be able to come in till next week anyways, so I was going to start to drop the liner in the pool on Friday, but since they're doing concrete, we're going to push that off to the weekend.
Yep.
But that's the big thing. We got to get the liner in because we need the pool for the splash pad because that's where the water's coming from. So we need to do a few minor repairs to the pool floor because the sandy, gravelly vermiculite is falling off, especially after the concrete fell in. So we got to do some touch up in there, and then I still got to paint the pool steps. So I'm gonna try to do. I probably won't do that till this weekend either, actually, because tomorrow we got to finish forming up for Friday's pour,
which will be fun.
Which has been keeping me busy. Like, we haven't done many updates because I've just been focused on getting things done for getting ready for the concrete guy because we have the 4th of July party and we're on a time crunch. So
trying to get everything done. We still got to build all the footing bases and stuff. That's going to have to be like a one-day type thing where we set it all up like in one day.
Oh, for the splash pad? Yeah.
But that shouldn't be too hard though.
That should go together pretty quick, and I'm thinking we'll probably run a time lapse on it too.
Yeah.
And then do updates as we're putting things together, because it'll be a time-consuming project a little bit, but I mean, I'm hoping it goes quick, but I figure a time lapse would show a lot of stuff, so looking forward to that.
Yeah, well,
because the project's coming to an end now, so.
I know, which is kind of crazy, because I mean, the thing is, like, it's nice because it's like hot out and like you want to use the water and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost July 1st and we don't have a pool.
But like, you look at it and it's like it kind of went by so fast.
It did. Not fast enough, but the thing is, the way we did it, it doesn't get much faster unless I can just stay away from work, which this week I am. I'm focusing all this week on the backyard, so just trying to get everything to pull together. Plus, Julie wants to bring out the patio furniture, so.
Well, I can't yet.
That's all still sitting in the shed, so.
Yeah, a lot's been done today because, I mean, you did that whole slab and then we also did the stairway, or the step.
Yeah, we did the step.
And then needs to get done before you actually pour the rest.
Which, actually, we were supposed to have enough concrete on the truck to do the step. So instead, we had to go get bagged concrete from Lowe's, and Dan wanted me to do it myself, but they're coming Friday, so I was like, since they're here, I'm running to Lowe's to get the concrete and having them guys do it, because they know what they're doing more than me. So,
right.
So one of their guys stayed here 3 extra hours to finish it up, so I'll be paying for that.
Yeah.
Plus, I gave the guy a tip too. I didn't let him go home empty-handed.
Well, I think that's about it for today's part. I mean, we'll talk again on Friday or in the next split second that you guys will watch, but
yeah, one more pour to do. We got to finish forming up this area, and we got the fire pit all formed up. That's gonna go there. We just gotta take care of the area where the hot tub's going.
Yeah.
That area, we're going 4 inches all the way around, except where the hot tub, we're going 6 inches. We got to reinforce it with some rebar just to strengthen it up because there's a lot of weight on that. And then I think we're pretty good other than getting everything to grade. And then doing landscape lighting around, that's got to go in. Then we got to put the wire mesh in, and then we'll be ready.
Yeah. All right. So I guess that we'll call it for today. I'm sunburnt. I gotta go inside. I'm feeling tired.
I'm tired.
I mean, you're probably tired even more than me, but
I still got work to do tonight.
see you guys in a second. finally here on day 2, which obviously I was gonna try to film this yesterday, but it's actually good now because it's all kind of power washed and whatnot. So you get more of a detail looking at it now than you did yesterday because it's just all painted over. So
Big dust storm.
yeah. So I guess I'll let you start off with what the plan is for this, because obviously you still have to put a clear or coating over top of it and whatnot. But
Yeah, well,
haven't got
this
to that
morning
yet.
we cut the control joints in on the pour from yesterday and a couple days ago because we didn't get a chance to do that. We power washed this morning. We still got to do clear coat, but that's not our priority right now. Today we were focused more on getting the pool ready for the liner. We had to do some patchwork in the bottom where the sand washed away, and we had to paint the pool steps. So that's pretty much it for liner. Now it's figuring out how to do the liner.
Because I know we obviously, there's still, I mean, a lot that won't be done by the 3rd. Like obviously your yard's gonna be kind of gravel, but that's not that big of a deal. We still
Right.
got to get your fixtures all pre-made.
Right, there is no miracle grow for grass
Yeah.
to get it done in 4 days, but
From drinking some of your water.
But yeah, so next is pool liner, get that filled, get the pump equipment connected and working. I still got some gluing to do on a few fittings, and I got to run electric to the pump because the pump we got's a 220 volt instead of the 110 like we had before. Once we get the pool circulating, then we'll do a flush on the splash pad to flush out all the debris.
Yep.
See if there's any stones in there or whatever, make sure everything's flowing good, and then we'll start putting the splash pad together. And in between there sometime we might get some clear coat on the concrete, but
Somewhere in between.
might wait till after that, because if there's no clear coat by the 3rd for the party, it's not a problem to me. We'll do it after.
Yeah, I mean, it shouldn't hurt it too much. It's more or less like a long-term protection on it, not really.
Right.
But
A lot of people pour and don't put a clear coat on for a year, and then because some people say it's better to
season it.
have the concrete dry out a little bit better than to trap the moisture in. So, but other people say get sealer on right away. So who knows who's right?
Yeah, so I guess tomorrow's objective is to start working on the liner.
Get that
And then-
in, start getting water in there, and then cut in for all our steps and drains and skimmer and then our returns, and then the splash pad drains. A lot of cuts we got to make. Oh, and our light.
Yeah. Which all that will be coming in videos or however I plan on doing it, because there's still a lot that needs to get done, and I still plan on filming and just kind of showing you guys the whole process all the way through to the end. But I don't know how it's all going to work out yet. It's kind of just go with the flow, and then once we get there, put it together.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a ton of work, I mean, good thing I have all the right friends, because
Right.
this couldn't have happened without them. But yeah, I mean, it's crunch time now. I took all last week off of work, and I'll probably do the same this week to get everything together and at least make sure everyone's entertained when they get here, and pool's working and the splash pad's working. Unfortunately, we won't have the hot tub working because we got to let the concrete sit and cure for 2 weeks before we fill that up with water, but we'll be able to set it right in place in a couple days here, so it'll cure enough for that weight. But to put the thousands of pounds of water in there, that'd be a little much for it.
Right. I think we kind of are caught up with what we need to today. So
Yeah.
I know you're in a hurry, and I
Well,
figured.
the big thing is concrete's in, so that was one of the things we didn't know if it was going to happen before the holiday or before the party for the 4th of July. So that's in. So now it's up to me to get the mechanicals in place, the pool, because that's our water for the splash pad. So we need to get the pool filled. We need to get the pump equipment working, and get some chlorine in the pool and get the chemicals set, and then we'll start assembling the splash pad. And then we also have a slide we got to assemble too, so
Right.
get that installed.
All right, well, still a lot that needs to get done, but hopefully you guys are enjoying these videos. If you are, click up here because there is a playlist full of all the videos for the splash pad. If you enjoy these, feel free to subscribe, hit the like button, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.